You stand before the monolith. It is a giant of void-black metal. It was born from our deepest fears. It is our final, desperate answer. The ship hums around you, but this structure absorbs all sound. It consumes light and hope. It is a void-forged sentinel, a testament to a war we are losing. You reach out a gloved hand. The surface is impossibly smooth. Cold seeps through your glove, a cold that has nothing to do with temperature. It is the cold of absolute nothingness. This is the culmination of all our knowledge, the peak of our star science, forged in secret, deep in the dark, far from the eyes of the enemy. It is a weapon that should not exist, a violation of the laws that govern the stars. Your heart hammers against your ribs, a frantic drum against the silence. This is humanity's last gamble, our final stand against the encroaching dark. You feel the immense weight of this moment. The burden of 1 billion lives rests here, upon this silent, impossible machine. The architects called it Project, Requiem, a fitting name for a song of sorrow. It was built to silence an unstoppable chorus, the ravenous hymn of the swarm. You look up its sheer face. It seems to stretch into infinity, a pillar of midnight holding up our sky. You are just a single soul, a tiny speck before this metal god. But you are its keeper, its final command. You are the one who will tell it when to sing, and the universe will fall silent to listen. Your mind drifts back to the days before the silence, before the fear was a constant companion. You remember laughter and sunlight, the simple joys of a world at peace. It seems like a lifetime ago. Another person's memories? The swarm took that from you, from all of us. They turned our worlds to dust. They turned our songs to screams. Now, this monolith is our only song left. A song of silent, final judgment. A promise that we will not go quietly. You clench your fist. The cold from the surface feels like a part of you now. It is the cold resolve of a species on the brink. We did not ask for this war. We did not seek this conflict. But we will end it, one way or another. The monolith does not answer your thoughts. It does not offer comfort or reassurance. It simply is. A silent, waiting power. A promise of an ending. You turn away from its imposing form. It is time. The hour of its awakening is at hand. You walk back toward the command deck. The fate of everything follows in your shadow. The star lanes flicker on the main view screen. They used to be trails of light and commerce. Now they are darkened paths of dread. The swarm is coming, a tide of living, hungry ships. They consume entire star systems. They leave nothing but silence and dust. They are a plague of cosmic locusts, a blight upon the fabric of space. Their approach is a creeping shadow, a stain that spreads across the galaxy. You watch the reports flicker across the screen, each one a fresh tragedy. Another world gone dark. They have no diplomats. They send no declarations of war. Their arrival is their only message. They do not speak. They only devour. Our linguists tried to understand them, to find some common ground for communication. They found nothing, only a single overriding impulse: expansion, consumption, growth. They are life without reason, hunger without end. Their ships are not machines. They are grown, not built. Carapaces of bioarmor and living tissue. Monsters birthed from nightmare nurseries. You zoom in on a single vessel. It pulses with a sickening, organic light. Tendrils writhe from its hull. Searching, always searching, for the next meal. We called them the Vorl, a name we invented. It means the endless hunger in an old tongue. They have never told us their own name. We are not sure they even have one. Naming things requires a sense of self, a sense of other. The Vorals see only prey, only resources to be assimilated. There is no other to them, only not yet us. You saw the first contact recordings, a science vessel on the galactic rim. They hailed the newcomers with messages of peace. They offered friendship and knowledge. The Voral ship responded. It latched onto the science vessel. It tore it apart like a predator. It absorbed the metal, the crew, everything. It was a brutal, shocking lesson. There would be no negotiation. There would be no surrender. There would be only consumption or extinction. We chose to fight. We chose to live. The swarm darkens star after star, a relentless march across the void. They move in perfect, terrifying unison, a single mind commanding a billion bodies. It is a hive intelligence of unimaginable scale. We are facing an ocean of predators, an entire ecosystem dedicated to destruction. Our fleets were built for wars against navies like our own, ship against ship, tactic against tactic. How do you fight a tidal wave? How do you reason with a hurricane? You watch the screen. The shadow is close now, so very close. Our finest ships met them at the Vega line, the pride of the Terran Armada, gleaming destroyers and mighty carriers. You remember the broadcasts from the front, the confident voices of our admirals. They promised a swift and decisive victory. They called it a police action, a simple matter of pest control. We all believed them. We wanted to believe them. The first salvos were fired. A brilliant display of human firepower. Lances of pure energy tore into the Voral vanguard. We cheered as their forward ships ruptured. But they did not die like ships should. The wounds sealed over with grotesque speed. The bioarmor regenerated before our eyes. Then it was their turn to fire. They did not use lasers or plasma. Their weapons were beyond our star science. They fired gravity distortions, warped fields that twisted space and time. Our proudest warships were crushed like paper. Hulls designed to withstand nuclear blasts imploded in an instant. Shields flickered and died. Reactors breached. Our fleets burned. They turned to starlight and sorrow. You watched our greatest armadas turn to dust. Their dying screams became echoes in the void. It was a slaughter, a complete and utter rout. The admirals who spoke of victory fell silent, their confident voices replaced by static. Then nothing. The Vega line collapsed in hours, a defense we thought would hold for years. The swarm poured through the breach, an unstoppable tide of devouring monsters. The news sent a wave of panic through our worlds. Fear was a palpable thing, a poison in the air we breathed. We threw everything we had at them. Every ship, every soldier, every desperate plan. We fought with courage and tenacity. We made them pay for every inch of space, but it was not enough. They learned from every battle. They adapted to every tactic. For every one of their ships we destroyed, 10 more took its place. Their numbers seemed truly endless, a self-replicating plague. Our heroes died in burning cockpits. Our worlds became their feeding grounds. You saw the images, the silent, empty husks of planets they had passed. It was a fate worse than death. It was erasure. This monolith was our last resort. A project that began when the first ship burned. Our brightest minds gathered in secret. They were given a single, impossible task. Build a weapon that could stop the unstoppable. A weapon that broke the rules of known physics. They worked while our fleets died. They labored while our worlds fell. They poured all of our hope and all of our genius into this one silent object. It is the legacy of our defeat, the child of our desperation. It is the final prayer of a dying people, a prayer for a miracle forged in steel and shadow. You stand on the command deck now. The crew moves with quiet, focused intensity. There is no chatter, no wasted motion. Every person here knows what is at stake. They are the chosen few, the keepers of the last light. A low thrum begins to resonate through the deck plates. It is a feeling more than a sound. A vibration that starts deep in your bones and works its way outward. The monolith is waking up. The hum of its first awakening is a terrifying symphony. It is the sound of impossible energies stirring from slumber. The lights on the console before you begin to glow. Softly at first, then with growing intensity. A cascade of amber and green. Systems are coming online. Power is flowing from the core. You can feel it in the air. A static charge that makes the hair on your arms stand up. The universe seems to hold its breath, as if it can feel this new power entering its domain. This is not the roar of a fusion reactor. It is not the thrum of an engine. It is something else entirely. Something ancient and new all at once. The silent hum of creation's edge. An engineer's voice comes over the comm. Quiet, but steady. Core temperature is stable. Energy matrix is forming. All channels are green. You nod, even though she cannot see you. The words are a comfort. A small island of normalcy in this ocean of the unknown. The vibration deepens. It is a physical presence in the room now. You can almost see the air shimmering with it. It is the feeling of a held note. A chord struck on an instrument the size of a mountain. A power that shakes your very soul. The architects warned you this would happen. They said the awakening would be unsettling. They did not have strong enough words for it. It feels like standing next to a sleeping giant. A giant whose dreams could shatter reality. You think about the science behind it. The theories that were stretched and broken to make this possible. It taps into the fundamental forces of existence, the very fabric of the cosmos. It does not generate energy. It borrows it from the universe itself. An impossible, terrifying loan, one that must eventually be repaid. The main view screen shows the monolith, floating in the void outside your command ship. For a moment, you see a faint shimmer around its edges, a distortion in the starlight behind it. It is bending space just by waking up, like a heavy weight placed on a delicate sheet. The hum intensifies for a moment, reaching a crescendo that makes your teeth ache. Then it settles. It becomes a steady, silent pulse. A heartbeat in the dark. The monolith is awake, and it is ready. The silence that follows is more profound than any that came before. It is the silence of a predator that has opened its eyes. This weapon is unlike any other. It is a masterpiece of forbidden knowledge. It does not fire lasers. It does not launch missiles. It sings a silent song of physics, a melody that resonates with the universe itself. The enemy will not see a flash of light. They will not hear a thunderous explosion. They will simply cease to be. Their atoms will be politely asked to be somewhere else, and the universe will politely agree. It is the most civilized and terrifying weapon ever conceived. The science is elegant in its horror. The monolith generates a specific resonance frequency, a wave that does not travel through space. It makes space itself the weapon. It targets the fundamental bonds that hold matter together, the strong nuclear force, the weak interaction. It whispers to these forces. It coaxes them to let go, just for a microsecond. In that microsecond, a ship and its crew become a cloud of unbound particles, a brief, incandescent puff of dissociated matter. There is no defense against it. You cannot shield against space itself. You remember the lead scientist explaining it. A frail man with eyes that had seen too much. He called it a reality tuner. He said it was like finding the resonant frequency of a wine glass. But the wine glass was the enemy ship, and the note was the silent will of the Monolith. He seemed both proud and horrified by his creation, a true artist of destruction. He had a nervous habit of cleaning his glasses, as if he could wipe away the things he had made possible. He once told you that some doors of knowledge should remain locked, but the swarm had kicked our door down. So, we built a key to a door they could not imagine. A weapon of silent, perfect song. Its range is theoretically infinite, but its focus is precise. It can target a single ship from across a system, or it can be widened, tuned to affect a broader area, a chorus of silent destruction. The energy cost is astronomical. Each song bleeds the core. It pushes the delicate balance of its borrowed power to the very edge. This is not a weapon you can fire all day. It is a weapon you use when there are no other options left, when the only choice is to erase or be erased. The targeting system is your instrument. You are the conductor of this silent orchestra. You will select the target. You will give the command. You will tell the monolith what to sing, and it will obey without question. The weight of that power is a physical thing. It settles on your shoulders like a lead cloak, to hold the power of erasure in your hands, to wield a weapon that makes gods tremble. It is a burden no single person should ever have to bear. But you will bear it, because the alternative is the endless, devouring silence of the swarm. Our silence must be louder than theirs. Before you commit to facing the swarm, a test is required. A final calibration of this impossible machine. The target is a dead moon, a barren rock orbiting a forgotten gas giant. It is lifeless, airless, a ghost in the cosmos. It has no purpose, no future. It is the perfect canvas for your silent art. The coordinates are locked in. The targeting reticle on your screen settles over the gray, pockmarked sphere. It looks so small and insignificant. A cosmic afterthought. Soon, it will be less than that. You feel a new tension on the bridge. The crew watches their consoles. Their faces are masks of professional calm, but their eyes betray the awe and fear they feel. This is the moment of truth. The proof that the theories were not just madness, that the sacrifices were not in vain. The engineer's voice returns, clipped and precise. Resonance chamber at full charge. Target is locked, awaiting your command to sing. The word hangs in the air. A strange, poetic term for such an act. You take a deep breath. The air tastes of ozone and anticipation. You key the command sequence, a series of codes that have been drilled into your memory. Each digit is a step closer to the Rubicon. Your fingers move surely over the console. There is no hesitation. There can be none. The final command requires your voice print. A simple, two-word phrase. Begin chorus. The words feel heavy in your mouth. You speak them into the silence. Your voice is steady, clear, resolute. Begin chorus. The system accepts the command. A single light on your console turns from amber to a stark blood red. On the view screen, nothing happens. There is no beam of light, no visible wave of energy. The monolith floats, silent and impassive. The dead moon continues its lonely orbit. For a heartbeat, you feel a flicker of doubt. Did it work? Was it all a lie? Then you see it, or rather, you see what is not there. The moon is gone. It did not explode. It did not shatter. It simply ceased to be. One moment, a sphere of rock and ice. The next, only the star-dusted blackness of space. It left no debris, no dust cloud, no echo. Just a ripple in the fabric of space, a gravitational tremor that our sensors barely detected. The bridge is utterly silent. The professional masks have fallen. The crew stares at the empty space on the screen. Their faces are pale with shock and wonder. Someone behind you makes a soft, choking sound. It is a sound of pure, unadulterated awe. You have witnessed a miracle, a terrifying, beautiful miracle. You have seen a God wake up and erase a piece of the universe without a sound. And you know, with chilling certainty, that the swarm will not see death coming. The silence of your weapon is the loudest sound in the galaxy. The test is a success. A horrifying, resounding success. The monolith is everything they promised it would be. A weapon that can unmake creation. Now, the final weight settles upon you. The command of this silent God-killer falls to you. You are the final failsafe. The last human element in a chain of impossible technology. The architects insisted on it. They feared a machine that could make such decisions on its own. They understood that a weapon this powerful needed a conscience, or at least a soul to bear the guilt. That soul is yours? The fate of everyone you have ever known rests on your signal. The lives of billions on a dozen worlds, the future of the human race. It is all condensed into a single point of decision. Your decision. You look at your hands. They seem like strangers to you. Can these hands truly wield such power? Can this mind bear such a burden? The questions are a luxury you cannot afford. The time for doubt is over. The time for action is now. The swarm is coming. The real test is about to begin. You are the final barrier, the last line of defense. The fleets are gone. The armies are broken. There is only the monolith. And you, a single human being, standing between your people and the all-consuming dark. It is a lonely, terrifying position. A pinnacle of responsibility so high that the air is too thin to breathe. You feel the gazes of the bridge crew on you. They are not looking at a commander. They are looking at a savior, or a final, tragic failure. Their trust is another layer to the weight on your shoulders. You think of the worlds you are protecting, the bustling cities, the quiet fields, the faces of children who have never known war. They are all behind you now, sheltering in the shadow of this silent giant. They have placed their faith in this last, desperate gambit. They are hoping you will not fail. The pressure is immense, a crushing force that could break a lesser person. But you will not break. You cannot. You have been trained for this moment. You have been prepared for this choice, even if you never truly believed it would come. You close your eyes for a moment. You picture the faces of your family, a memory from a time before the endless night. Their smiles are a distant, fading light, but they are a light nonetheless. They are your reason, your anchor in this storm of fear and duty. You fight for them. You fight for the memory of a peaceful dawn. The command is yours. The signal is yours to give. You open your eyes. The resolve in them is as hard and cold as the monolith itself. Let the swarm come. You are ready. The view screen is a tapestry of horror. It shows 1,000,000 points of sickly, organic light. 1,000,000 enemy ships. They have arrived. The endless swarm is before you. They fill the void. A seething, crawling mass of bio-dreadnoughts and predator frigates. They are a swarm of star locusts, ready to strip this system bare. Our home, the cradle of our civilization. It is a sight that could break your mind. The sheer, overwhelming scale of their numbers. All our remaining sensors scream at the impossibility of it. Your monolith is a single stone, a solitary fleck of black against an ocean of hunger. The strategic displays are bathed in red, so much red. It represents the swarm's projected path, a path that leads directly through our defenses, through our world, and through you. The odds are not just long. They are a statistical absurdity, a joke told by a cruel and uncaring universe. One weapon against a million. Any rational calculation would declare this battle lost before it begins. But the monolith is not a rational weapon. The swarm holds its position, a vast, silent wall of chitin and hate. They seem to be studying you, assessing this new, unexpected variable. This single silent ship that did not run, that did not die. They have never encountered anything like the monolith. They have never faced a silence that was not their own. You can almost feel their collective intelligence, the cold, alien thoughts of the hive mind, probing, questioning, wondering what this strange new prey is, this foolish little rock that stands in their way. A new kind of fear takes root in your heart. It is not the fear of dying. It is the fear of failing, the fear of watching this tide wash over everything you love, the fear of your last hope not being enough. You grip the command console. Your knuckles are white. The hum of the monolith is a steady, reassuring presence at your back. It does not know fear. It does not understand odds. It only understands its purpose. It only waits for its song. You look at the faces of your crew. They are watching the screen, their eyes wide but their jaws set. They are soldiers. They have seen the face of the enemy before, but never like this, never on this scale. Yet, they are not breaking. They are holding their posts. Their faith in you and in the weapon you command is unwavering. It is a humbling, terrifying thing to behold. Their courage gives you strength. You are not just a commander. You are part of a whole, the final, defiant will of a species that refuses to die. The ocean is vast, but you are a stone, and you will not be moved. The moment has come. There is no more time for thought, no more time for fear. There is only the choice, the command. You look at the seething mass of the swarm, at the lead ships, gargantuan beasts of living armor. They are the alphas of this terrible pack. They must be the first to fall. You designate the targets, a wide swathe of the enemy vanguard, 100 ships, 1,000. It feels like throwing a cup of water on a wildfire. But it is a start. Your voice, when you speak the command, is a whip crack in the silent tension of the bridge. Begin chorus. You give the command. A wave of pure nothingness expands from the monolith. It is invisible, utterly silent, a ripple in reality itself. It washes over the vanguard of the Voral fleet. The effect is instantaneous and absolute. The lead enemy ships simply unravel. One moment they are there, massive, threatening presences. The next, they are gone. Not exploded, not damaged, just gone. Deconstructed into their constituent atoms. A fine, glittering dust of basic elements is all that remains. A cloud of incandescent particles that briefly spells out their former shape. Then it too fades into the void. A silent roar. A shout that makes no sound but echoes in the soul. The swarm's advance halts. The ships that were behind the vanguard slow their approach. Confusion ripples through their perfect formation. They saw nothing. They detected no energy blast, no projectile. Their forward elements just vanished from existence. They have no frame of reference for this. It is a weapon that defies their understanding of the universe. It is magic. It is godhood. And it is being used against them. For the first time, the endless hunger feels a new sensation. Fear. On the bridge, a collective gasp. A release of breath that no one knew they were holding. The red lights on the tactical display vanish. A clean, empty corridor has been carved into the heart of the swarm. It is a breathtaking, terrifying sight. The power you have just unleashed is beyond comprehension. You have erased thousands of living creatures in an instant. There is no elation, no thrill of victory, only a cold, heavy certainty. You have become a monster to fight monsters, and the war has changed forever. You do not have time to dwell on the philosophy of your actions. The swarm is reacting. The silence was your first shot. Now you must see how they answer. You watch the display, waiting, wondering what a mind that commands 1,000,000 ships will do next. The silence on the bridge stretches. The only sound is the quiet hum of life support, and the deeper, silent hum of the monolith, waiting for its next command, waiting to sing its terrible song again. The first roar was a question. Now, you wait for the answer. The swarm is not a mindless beast. You knew this intellectually, but now you see the proof. They do not charge forward blindly into the silent death you have unleashed. They do not retreat. They think. They adapt. The vast, unified fleet breaks its formation. It splits into smaller, faster groups. They begin to move, not towards you, but around you. They are attempting to flank you, to surround you, to overwhelm your weapon with sheer, distributed numbers. The silent swarm is not so mindless after all. It is a genius predator, and it is learning. Their new strategy is clever, terrifyingly so. The monolith's song is powerful, but it has a firing arc, a cone of effect. It cannot be everywhere at once. By spreading out, they are forcing you to make choices, to defend one angle while leaving another exposed. They are turning your single, powerful weapon into a liability. It is a classic tactic, the kind used by wolf packs against a larger, stronger prey. Isolate, surround, overwhelm. The cold, alien intelligence of the hive mind is on full display, and it is formidable. Multiple contacts approaching from all vectors, the tactical officer reports. His voice is tight, strained. They're too spread out. We can't hit them all. He is right. The targeting screen is a nightmare of diverging attack paths. You can sing your silent song in one direction, erase one group of ships, but the others will get through. They will reach our world. They will begin their harvest. The initial shock and awe of your power is fading, replaced by the cold, hard reality of the tactical situation. You are in a trap. You fire again. You choose the largest approaching group. You give the command. Begin chorus. Another silent roar. Another swathe of the enemy fleet vanishes into dust. But it is not enough. For every group you erase, 2 more continue their relentless advance. They are sacrificing their own ships, using them as pawns to close the distance. They have calculated the monolith's recharge rate, the time it takes for you to fire again. They are willing to pay the price in blood and ships to get within their own weapons range. They are bleeding you, one song at a time. This is a battle of attrition, one you cannot win. The monolith's power is immense, but it is not infinite. The swarm's numbers, for all practical purposes, are. You are a god with a limited supply of miracles, and the tide of faithless beasts is rising on all sides. You can feel the desperation creeping back in, the cold knot of fear tightening in your stomach. You have shown them your thunder, and they have answered with a cold, calculated storm of their own. They are thinking. They are winning. And time is running out. A new sound fills the bridge. A high, piercing chime, It is an alarm you have only ever heard in simulations, a sound you never thought you would hear in reality. Red lights flash across the engineer's console. A synthetic voice, calm and detached, announces the crisis. Warning: core energy levels dropping at an exponential rate. Resonance chamber temperature exceeding safety protocols. The monolith is bleeding. The constant firing, the rapid succession of silent songs is taking its toll. The core runs hot. The hum in the deck plates changes its pitch. It becomes a strained, angry groan. The very air on the bridge feels thick, heavy. The immense power of the monolith is becoming unstable. You have asked too much of it, too quickly. It is like a muscle tearing from overuse. The scientist's words echo in your mind. An impossible, terrifying loan, one that must eventually be repaid. The bill is coming due, and it is coming due in the middle of the most important battle in human history. Of course it is. The universe loves its little jokes. How long do we have? You ask the chief engineer. Her face is pale, beaded with sweat. She's typing furiously, trying to stabilize the energy flow. I don't know, she says, her voice strained. The models didn't account for this rate of fire. The core is cascading. It's feeding on itself. We might have 2 more shots, maybe 1, or maybe the whole thing just turns into a small black hole right here. Another little joke. You would laugh if you could remember how. The weapon that was meant to be our salvation might become our tomb. The swarm continues its advance. They are closer now. You can see the individual ships on the main screen without magnification. Pulsing, monstrous things. They know you are wounded. They can probably sense the instability of the energy you are projecting. They press their advantage, like sharks smelling blood in the water. You have a choice to make, a terrible, impossible choice. Do you risk 1 more shot? Try to take out another wing of their fleet, knowing it could be your last? Or do you conserve what little power remains? Hope for a miracle that is not coming? The alarms scream louder, a chorus of mechanical panic. The lights on the bridge flicker. For a moment, the artificial gravity sputters, and you feel a lurch of weightlessness. The monolith is dying. Your silent guardian is screaming in agony, and the enemy is at the gates. The cold dread of failure washes over you. It is a taste more bitter than ash. You have come so far, wielded so much power, only to fail at the final hurdle. The silence you command is about to be broken by the screams of your own world dying. You make the decision. You have to try. You cannot let them win, not while there is a single spark of power left. You designate a new target, the densest cluster of approaching ships. You open your mouth to give the command. But nothing happens. A new alarm joins the cacophony, a flat, dead tone that signifies total system failure. The light on your console, the one that showed the weapon was ready, goes dark. The hum in the deck plates dies. It is replaced by a profound, terrifying silence. The silence of your defeat. The monolith sputters. Its connection to your command console is severed. It floats dead in space, a useless piece of metal. And the enemy wave, seeing its chance, surges forward. The renewed advance is a torrent of unstoppable hate. They are no longer cautious. They are no longer sacrificing pawns. It is a full, overwhelming assault. They know they have won. The taste of failure is a bitter ash in your mouth. You watch them come, a helpless observer to the end of everything. The bridge is silent. The alarms have even stopped, as if the ship itself has given up hope. The faces of your crew are etched with despair. They look to you, not for a plan, not for a command, but for something. A word of comfort, an acknowledgement of the end. You have nothing to give them. You have failed. Your miracle weapon is broken. Your last hope is extinguished. The swarm fills the view screen. Their weapons ports begin to glow with malevolent energy. They are preparing to fire, to wipe you, your ship, and your dead monolith from the sky. This is it. The end of the line. The final silent moments before the all-consuming roar. You think of the worlds behind you, the billions of people who were counting on you. You sent them a message of hope when you cleared the first wave. Now, that hope will curdle into terror. They will watch their sky burn. They will be devoured, all because you were not enough. The weight of that failure is heavier than any star. It is a crushing singularity of regret. You close your eyes. You do not want to see the final flash. You wait for the silence. The true silence, the one that comes after everything is gone. Commander. The voice cuts through your despair. It is the chief engineer. Her voice is not one of defeat. It is excited, manic. Commander, the core isn't dead. It's evolving. You open your eyes. She's pointing at her console, where a single terrifying line of data is scrolling across the screen. The cascade didn't stop. It's reached a new state of equilibrium. The energy output is... it's impossible. It's off the charts. She looks at you, her eyes wide with a desperate, brilliant madness. We can't fire the weapon as designed. The focusing lens is melted. The safeties are gone. But the power is still there. She suggests a desperate move, a gambit of broken physics. It is not in any manual. It is not a contingency that was ever planned for. It is a wild, suicidal theory she just conceived in this moment of ultimate crisis. We can't focus the resonance, she says, talking fast. But we can release it. All of it, at once. Not a song, a scream, a resonance cascade that would use the monolith's entire structure as the emission point. Her plan is simple. It is insane. Turn the weapon into a bomb that does not explode in a conventional sense. It would create a wave of pure decreation. She continues, her voice trembling with the audacity of her idea. It wouldn't be focused. It would expand in all directions. It would hit the swarm, all of them. The unspoken part of her plan hangs heavy in the air. It would hit us too. Your ship, you, everyone on this bridge. It is a final, defiant act of self-destruction. Taking the enemy with you. It is your only remaining option. A choice between certain death at their hands or a possible victory at the cost of your own. You look at the swarm. They are almost upon you. Their weapons are about to fire. You look at your crew. They have heard the engineer's proposal. They are looking at you. Their faces are no longer filled with despair. They are filled with a grim, final resolve. They are ready. They trust you to make the last choice. The choice between erasure and a final, meaningful end. There is no time to debate. No time to weigh the morality of it. There is only the swarm. And this one, last, broken chance. You give the engineer a single, sharp nod. Do it. The word is an execution order. For you, for your crew, and if you are lucky, for the entire enemy fleet. She doesn't hesitate. Her fingers fly across her console, bypassing every safety protocol, overriding every system warning. She is essentially hot-wiring a god, forcing the unstable core to release its impossible energy without any filter. Cascade is building, she shouts over the renewed scream of the alarms. 10 seconds to full resonance breach. The ship begins to shake violently. The final countdown has begun. The monolith begins to glow. not with a shimmer this time, but with a deep, angry red light from within. Cracks of pure energy spiderweb across its black surface. It is a dying star about to go supernova, a god in its death throes. The enemy ships, sensing the immense energy buildup, hesitate for a fatal second. They do not understand what they are seeing. They cannot comprehend the scale of the suicide gambit you have just played. On the bridge, the lights shatter. The consoles explode in showers of sparks. The ship is tearing itself apart. You grip your command chair, bracing for the end, or the beginning. The view screen goes black. The last thing you see is a wave of pure, white silence erupting from the monolith. The war-ending echo. It is not a wave of energy. It is a wave of unbeing. A silent, expanding sphere of absolute null space. It washes over everything. The swarm is gone. The entire million-ship fleet is caught in the cascade. They do not explode. They do not burn. They are erased, wiped clean from the slate of existence. One moment, an ocean of predators. The next, a perfect sterile void. An absolute victory. An absolute sacrifice. Your own ship is caught on the edge of the wave. The world dissolves into white light, and a sound that is not a sound. It is the feeling of every atom in your body screaming in protest as the laws of physics are suspended around you. Then, darkness, silence, the long, peaceful quiet. The war is over. The enemy fleet is gone, torn apart by a final, silent scream of impossible power. But your weapon, your silent guardian, has fallen dark. The monolith is gone, consumed by its own final act. Your ship is a dead husk, drifting in the silence you created. You have won. You awaken to the dim glow of emergency lighting. The bridge is a wreck. Wires hang from the ceiling like dead vines. Consoles are shattered and smoking. But you are alive. Your crew is alive. Bruised, battered, but alive. The resonance wave, at this distance, was not fatal. It merely tore your ship apart. You are adrift, powerless, stranded in the quiet graveyard of your enemy. You have won the war. You have saved your people. The sense of relief is so profound, it is dizzying. You want to laugh. You want to weep. You do neither. You just breathe. A junior officer, her face smudged with soot, manages to get a sensor display working. It is a small, flickering screen, but it shows you everything you need to know. The space where the swarm once was is empty. Utterly, perfectly empty. The system is secure. Your world is safe. A cheer erupts on the bridge, a weak, ragged sound. But it is a sound of victory, of survival, of a future that was almost stolen from you. You allow yourself a small, weary smile. It was worth it. The sacrifice was worth it. But as the initial euphoria fades, a new, colder realization begins to dawn. You look at the empty space on the screen. The perfect void you created. You have shown the universe a terrible new secret. You have demonstrated a power that makes the weapons of the swarm look like children's toys. The power to erase matter, to unmake reality with a silent, invisible wave. Before today, the galaxy was a dangerous place. Now, it is infinitely more so. Because now, the secret is out. You have won the war, but you have also rung a terrible bell. A bell that cannot be unrung. The resonance cascade was not contained. Its echo, its signature, will travel across the galaxy at the speed of light. Other races, older and perhaps wiser than you, will detect it. They will study it. They will wonder who could have created such a thing, who could have wielded such a power. They will come looking for you, not with fleets of devouring ships, but with fear, with caution, and with the burning question, what kind of beings are these humans? who can command the silence of the void itself. You have bought your people peace, but you have traded one kind of fear for another. The fear of the known predator is gone, replaced by the fear of the unknown observer. You are no longer just another young race, making its noisy way into the galaxy. You are the race that silenced 1,000,000 ships. You are the people who broke physics to win a war. You have become a source of awe and terror. The universe now listens. It waits to see what you will do next. And you must live with the silence you created. A silence that is now and forever yours.